Already, as you know, more than 1 million people have left the country, and as Russian forces tighten their hold around Ukraine's major cities, it is the most vulnerable who are, as always, at the greatest risk. CNN's Aura Damon reports now on some of the fortunate ones who, despite being seriously ill, managed to make it out.
A train speeds through the darkness and crosses the Ukrainian border into Poland. Most of these children are from hospices in and around Kharkiv. It had the best palliative care for children in Ukraine. Now, one of the areas most intensely bombarded. The carriage is filled with the sort of emotion that is too intense, too incomprehensible for words. But it is also filled with so much love. Love among strangers, seen in the tenderness of the touch of the medical team, the whispered words of, "You are safe now." Love of a mother who will dig up superhuman strength just to keep her child safe.
Hi, Victoria. Hi. Oh, look at that smile.
Victoria, who has cerebral palsy, can't sit up. Her mother, Ira, doesn't know what to say. She has so much pain in her soul, her tears just won't stop. They had to get closer to the border with Poland before this humanitarian train could pick them up. Ira carried Victoria for 3 days, through the panic of others trying to flee, trains so packed she could not even put her down, until now. Dr. Eugenia Shushkevich worked to bring the families together inside Ukraine, to get on this train organized by the Polish government and Warsaw Central Clinical Hospital.
Dajcie mu to, co считаете można. Ja mam po prostu taką burzę emocji. Tak naprawdę największe moje obawy się nie spełniły.
It's a trip that could have killed any one of these children, even without a war. That reality had the medical team so understandably anxious, we were not permitted to film anything until the children were safely on board and stabilized.
How old are you, Sophia? 5, thank you.
Що казати?
А що ти хотіла сказати?
Сказати, що там війна.
Ну, кажи.
А там війна. Тепер ми другій лікарні будемо жити.
While this train was heading towards safety, Ira heard that her town was bombed.
Папа ребенка, моя мама, сестра, все, папа мой. Никто не берет трубки, утки идут. И все. А больше говорит, что каждый понимает, что это значит.
Ira follows quietly as Victoria is carried off the train. They are now away from their home that was filled with such love, a home and family that may no longer be.
Or, I mean, what an extraordinary thing to have been on that train. Or after the families make it safely to Poland, what happens to them? And where do they end up staying? Do the moms stay in the hospitals with the children?
Yeah, they're being split up across the country, actually. Some will be in hospices in Warsaw, and some will be going to other places. And, you know, Anderson, it was extraordinary to be on that train and to witness just the courage and all of the emotion that was contained inside this space. And what the medical team is doing right now is planning for the next evacuation, because according to what the doctors were telling us, in the area of Kharkiv alone, there were around 200 children who were in hospices receiving palliative care. And so they are greatly concerned for the well-being of these children. And I have to tell you, for our entire team, looking at these mothers and realizing what it must have taken, what kind of courage and strength it must have taken to make this journey with their children, physically carrying them through all those scenes that we saw of crushes happening at the train station and overcrowded train cars. I mean, it's so extraordinary what people are capable of putting themselves through when they're trying to save the life of their child.
I mean, I know this is a cliche, but I mean, if moms ruled the world, things would be a lot different. I mean, the strength of that mom who's getting just beeps on the phone when she calls back to her village that's been bombed and she can't reach her husband and her other children, and she's on this train hurtling in the dead of night with her daughter on the floor. I mean, Jesus. I mean, this is just awful. This is just awful. Arwa Damon, I appreciate it. Thank you.